Humans have known about breast cancer for a long time. For example, the Edwin Smith Surgical Papyrus describes cases of breast cancer. This medical text dates back to 3000 BCE. The world's oldest case of breast cancer in skeletons unearthed recently in Egypt. The bones date back 4,000 years and show signs of destructive damages provoked by breast cancer. John Hunter identified lymph as the cause of breast cancer. Lymph is the fluid carrying white blood cells throughout the body. Then our modern approach to breast cancer treatment and research started forming in the 19th century. William Halsted performed the first radical mastectomy. The first x-rays taken in 1895. Eventually, low-dose x-rays called mammograms will be used to detect breast cancer. Marie Imprieri Curie discovered the radioactive elements radium and polonium. Shortly after, radium is used in cancer treatment. Radiation therapy is used in addition to surgery to spare the breast. After removing the tumor, needles with radium are placed in the breast and near lymph nodes. Researchers discover a new gene in rats. The human version, called HER2, was found to be linked with more aggressive breast cancer when overexpressed. The cancer is called HER2 positive breast cancer and is not as responsive to treatment. Tamoxifen is found to decrease the risk of developing breast cancer in at-risk women by 50%. It's now approved by the FDA for use as a preventative therapy. Trastuzumab, a drug used to target cancer cells overproducing HER2, is also approved by the FDA. When did you first find out that you had breast cancer?
March 2016.
So 2016. So
Yes.
what symptoms were you experiencing that prompted you to go to the doctor?
No symptoms. I went for my regular mammogram,
Okay.
and it was an abnormal mammogram. They did another mammogram. Then I had a biopsy done, and my surgeon told me that it didn't look good, but they sent it off, sent it off to be tested.
Okay.
And when it came back, she told me I did have cancer.
All right. So you said that they did a biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have to go through any type of surgery to get that biopsy?
Well, it was in she did. It was a procedure. It was not surgery. It was
Okay.
in office. It was done
Okay.
in office. I could have the surgery and not just have a lumpectomy and not a
Mastectomy.
yes. And the percentage would be about the same.
Okay.
So I opt for the lumpectomy.
Did they get all of it when they removed it? The lump?
Yes.
They did.
And they removed she removed lymph nodes also.
Oh.
No.
Did you want to tell your friends about it, or did you want to keep it to yourself?
I told my sister, one friend, and my husband when I had the biopsy. I told them what the doctor said.
Okay.
No, I didn't mind sharing it. It was no secret.
So, did it affect any of your social life? Did you want to stay home more because you had it, or did you go on like it wasn't there?
I tried to continue on. I mean, knowing it was there, but I still tried to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, did you have any bad days after having the surgery, or was it all good?
I had bad days some bad days when I was taking chemo,
Oh, okay.
but not from the surgery. I'm having bad days from the surgery.
So how soon after the surgery did you start doing chemo?
1 month.
1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just to recover so you'd be strong enough to do it, or is that usually
I,
the
I'm.
weight?
That's the weight. I'm saying that's the weight. That's
Oh,
what she said. About 1 month after that, and then after 1 month after I finished chemo was radiation.
so do you still do chemo today, or
Oh no,
no?
no. I'm done with chemo. I'm done with radiation. I've since had. I'm trying to think. Have I had? Oh my goodness. I might get 2 mammograms since then, and they were good. So.
Okay.
I'm
So how long did you do chemo?
I did chemo. I started chemo June the 29th, and I had chemo every 2 weeks. The first chemo I took was, and I cannot pronounce this, was, can you pronounce it?
Adrianson.
Okay. And I had a port. It was put through my port. I finished the first section of my chemo. I was to start taking another chemo, but it made me sick. It made me have chest pains, and he stopped the second. This was my second chemo. I can't pronounce that either.
Cytosine.
Mm-hmm. And he stopped that. He felt that I had had enough of this one to take care of the problem. But some days, they say chemo makes you, some people, nausea, sick. I didn't throw up, but I had some days before the 2 weeks was up that I would have no energy, but never sick.
Okay. So it wasn't through a long duration that you went through chemo?
No.
Were there any activities that you'd like to do to make you feel better while you went through chemo?
Mm-hmm. A warm shower made me feel so good. Then I know a warm shower cannot get rid of pain, but it just made me feel good. That was what helped me.
Was there anyone you like to talk to help you go through your experiences with chemo?
I have a friend, one friend, Annette Ashley. We talked. She was one of my I had two, well, I call them my caregivers. They insisted upon taking me to chemo, and I told them I could take myself. And I did take myself some, but I talked to my friend Annette Ashley.
Okay.
The first time when I went to look at the facility and talk to the doctor, I was not prepared for the people, the sickness, and I lost it for a minute. Lost it at being it. I cried,
Yeah.
but I realized that we were all in there for the same purpose, to get our medicine and get better. And I got all right. For 5 years after I finish chemo, I'll be going first every 4 months, then every 6 months, then every 9 months, then once a year. until I get 5 years. Same with chemo and radiation. Every 4, 6, 9, and my surgeon too. That's how often I'll have to go back.
So, how many doctors have you seen over this course?
Oh, my primary care physician, the surgeon, chemo doctor, radiation doctor, and I now have a heart doctor. 5. Rank. They want. It was on my right side. If I don't exercise, I lose range of motion. So they check that, you know, that I can do as much with the right arm as I can with the left.